4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
Oh, yes, everybody. Welcome back to the Washington Wrestling Network podcast. He is Sam Otto, and I am Matt. Sam, it's a monumental day for the podcast today, a day that has taken us some time to get here, and it's finally here, man. We're ready to launch the rankings. We're ready to launch the website. How the heck are you?
Oh man, I'm so excited, bro. It's we work really hard at this, and we got a team behind the scenes, some people you don't know, that have been working really hard to get to this day. And yeah, we're just excited to give you guys rankings. For one, that's the name of this show, but at the same time, just continuing to grow and move forward. That's our ultimate goal, is to keep growing and grow with you guys and grow this sport within Washington wrestling. So yeah, I'm fired up.
You know, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's came up to me at the tournaments. You know, not just the live streams. Obviously, the live streams are different, right? So we make publication that the live streams are going to be happening, which we have. We're hopefully going to pop up a live stream at the Viking Invite tomorrow, impromptu. We were not going to do that, but then made a quick decision on the rip. We got a comment already. Dakota, what's up, man?
What's up,
we
Dakota?
really appreciate that, saying hi to us. But again, at the tournaments, not the ones that we were publicized at, just ones that we were coaching at, and we got a chance to see wrestlers and referees, and you know, we're building a little bit of a buzz, or a lot of bit of a buzz. You know, maybe I'm being a little humble about it, but it is a little bit of a buzz that we have rumbling in the atmosphere right now. And I just appreciate everybody's been so kind to come up and just say, hey man, we really appreciate what you do, and this is for you, right? This release, the rankings, the website, like all the work that we have been doing is absolutely for you guys, the wrestlers, the supporters, the fans, the parents, the coaches, and we just appreciate the support. And in coming with that support, we have a surprise announcement today, which is going to be a new segment to the Washington Wrestling Network, the podcast and just the website and everything, as we continue to get it. I got it. I got the link here. Hold on. I'm going to wait to unveil the link. Okay. You guys are going to have to sit through a little bit of announcements here. But as we bring on a guest that you didn't know we were going to bring on today, and TJ Moran, thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, we don't feel like we're the best, but we're working like we want to be. You know what I mean, Sam? Like that's definitely what we're trying to do. But I have a little video clip to play here, and then we're going to bring on the newest member of the Washington Wrestling Network family here. And here we go. Enjoy this here.
Welcome to the Real Ref Report, a fun approach to improving officiating.
You suck, ref.
Keeping it real with real perspectives, educating the wrestling community, and building better relationships between officials, coaches, and wrestlers. Together, let's make reffing great again. Now, here's your host, Andy Aichele.
That's a small intro. Let's welcome Andy Aichele, to the podcast and to the Washington Wrestling Network team. Andy, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, buddy. Thanks for having me. This is pretty awesome. You guys are doing
Hey,
such good stuff.
you know, everybody knows you, it seems like. You know, everyone knows you by the beard, the weird homeless vibes that, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's all good. No problem.
The tattoos, you know, we posted a photo, you and I, at a tournament. You're like my big brother, basically family to me. But, you know, when Sam and I and Trevor and Josh, when we talked about, you know, how we wanted to expand our network here, because that's what we are. We're a network. We're not just a podcast. We're not just a couple likes just came through right there, just with the new video and debuting what we got coming on here. But we're a network, and what we wanted to do is not only be able to do rankings and be able to do live streams and a website, but we also want to make sure that we're building the community. And by doing that, we've always thought, man, we need a ref on staff. Maybe it would be cool to have you on in our live streams and do kind of what the NFL does, and throw a referee call over to you, right? And when we approached you, because we saw that you've traveled throughout the nation to ref and to do a lot of stuff. You're right in our backyard. We don't, I could throw a stone at you if I wanted to. I could TP your house if I needed to, because of a bad call you made. But
yeah.
Andy Aichele, welcome as a referee to the Washington Wrestling Network. Aichele, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. How long have you been reffing? For those who don't know you.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah. I've been reffing, I think, since I started in 2019. So maybe around 6 years, but kind of been moving up. I've been watching refs. I started coaching Matt when you were a sophomore, junior in high school. So that was 05, 06. And Sam was a little kid on USA Everett running around when I was the same age as his older brothers. So it's pretty fun to see you guys doing what you do. So I coached for a long time, Lake Stevens, Snohomish, and just decided to become a ref because I was one of those coaches that was kind of on the refs a little bit. And I was like, well, maybe I should do it. And so I've been kind of moving up, meeting people, and a couple guys in the reffing world. Timmy Douglas been helping me out a lot, and just trying to get better like you guys, trying to make reffing better and build relationships between coaches, wrestlers, and refs, and not have that gap that is kind of the dark side, some people call it.
Yeah, you're touching on it a little bit. The question that we wanted to start off asking you here after the background is like, what sparked the Real Ref Report podcast idea? Touch on that a little bit about how that idea came about and what your goals are with this podcast.
Yeah, so you guys really talking to Matt, and he was saying they wanted to have a ref on, and then we started talking about all the things we could discuss, and I was like, wow, why don't we just kind of do another spin-off, I guess, and just kind of talk about it, but not so much just rules and, because you run out of content. I'd rather do what's going on right now, the culture of wrestling, and just analyzing calls, but doing it in a way that's uplifting and trying to make refs better. And so we just kind of came up with the idea and was like, well, maybe let's try this. And so hopefully it works out.
Yeah. And, also it came from us arguing. Coach Pete's in the chat, by the way. Coach Pete, what's up? We love you. We miss you. I always love seeing Coach Pete when we're out at our live streams. And
Timmy Douglas Coach is the man, by the way. I love Timmy D.
Yeah. Me and Timmy had a rough, rocky start to our relationship, only because, coaches and refs, and that's kind of the thing that we want to improve as we continue this thing. And Timmy's great. He came and refed our tournament over the weekend, said some really kind words about us, and that was really awesome. But Coach Pete, I just want to stop and talk about Coach Pete again. We took the 2-ish hour drive all the way up to Ording for the match. Guess who also took a 2-hour drive up to Ording? Coach Pete. So Coach Pete's out here doing the work as well. And Coach Pete, you're awesome. We really appreciate you. The FCA is awesome, and we appreciate everything that you do to help promote us and all the Washington wrestlers. We got Actor Marks. What's up, dude? This whole thing is dope. Actor Marks got a really awesome project. If you don't know about it, you need to go to his Instagram. Actor Marks, I believe, is the IG handle right there. Please go to his IG and check it out. There's some wrestlers that we will be featuring here on this in just a little bit. But Aichele, the real thing is we argued calls, you and I, all the time. And it's not so much that we argued, but like we talked about, refs and wrestlers, refs and coaches, we seem to have we're almost like 3 different entities, and we need to come together more as one entity. But we talked about calls all the time. And as that conversation developed, I was like, well, you should just come on the podcast. And then it developed to, oh, well, while you're out doing it, you know, because you just got back, I think, from the Sierra Nevada. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I was in Reno during the break.
And then, you know, while we're out there, it's like, who can we talk to, you know, while we're out there and stuff like that. And so it just started to kind of become and evolve this thing here. But talk about the idea for the Real Ref Report. Like, what is our goals as a network with the podcast and what we're trying to do?
Well, for me, I coached for a long time, and so I was on the other side, and I understand what coaches should be doing. They're always going to fight for their guys, and so as a ref, I should understand that you're going to fight for your guy, the other coach is going to fight for his guy in the moment, and not get mad. And so if I make a bad call, I want to be able to tell you, I'm sorry, I missed that, and not, well, that's the right call because that's the call I made. Stuff like that, where it's just building, that can soften any relationship, and just apologize, say, hey, I missed that, I'll be better next time. And really just discuss stuff in a positive way and not butt heads type of way.
And then the goal from the podcast, and we're going to put this out here, I'll kind of get the banner set up here, but can you talk about the email that we actually want? What we want to do is people, referees, other referees, parents, coaches, we want you to send your videos in to us. The goal is that we would love to play those videos over this public stream here, and let's talk about the call. If you feel like you were wronged, or if you feel like it wasn't a takedown, send those calls in. Aichele, can you talk about where we need to send that to?
Yeah, even if you don't have video, you can send questions to just the real ref report at gmail.com. So it's pretty easy to just the real ref report at gmail.com and send us anything. And we can, if it's something that we'll want to discuss on here, we can play videos. We can, we don't want to we're not trying to bash any referees. We don't want to do it in that way, but our goal is to improve officiating for all of us. Even, all of us can get better. And get more people interested in officiating. If you're a coach and you don't have the time to coach every single day, being a ref could be a little better, because you're only doing it a couple times a week, but you're still involved in the wrestling community. And just to educate the whole community, coaches, wrestlers, officials, on what rules are, because a lot of people I find don't know what the rules are. And the case book is large, and that has a lot more stuff in it that people don't usually read. And just to build better relationships between all of us, so that we can have fun together.
And then I think we got a right here, Mr. Aichele. Are you reffing tomorrow?
Not at the Viking Invite, but I am in Mount Vernon tomorrow.
But we will be at the Viking Invite tomorrow, so that's good. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, Andy, you just touched on in that last little segment there. One of our other questions that we have for you is just about referees shortage and recruiting refs to come out, and young refs or anybody, just to build that community of referees. What do you think is played in? First question is, what do you think is played into the referee shortage, for one, and then two, how do we get more referees to come out and help your guys's cause?
Yeah, there's not just one reason for a shortage. I mean, there's a million, and it kind of builds on each other. But I think one of the things is why we're doing this podcast. I had a coach come up to me that I hadn't seen in a few years. He remembered me as a coach, and he said, "Oh, you joined the dark side." And I was like, "Well, I guess, but I want to be still friends with everybody, and enjoy you guys and enjoy the wrestlers." And so I think that has that divide where if you want to coach or you're in the wrestling community, you kind of see the referees as the dark side, and they're against us. And so why would I want to join that? That's one reason of many. But we get young guys, but then young guys, they're transient, right? They get families, and then they get a job somewhere, and then they move, or it's just their life situation changes. And so that's another reason. And then, just some guys, they don't fall in love with it, and it costs money to become a ref. And then you have to train, and nobody gets paid to train. So the trainers, the being trained, nobody's getting paid during that. So you've got to have a love for the sport already. And I think that, just so many different reasons, but that's one of our goals here, is to kind of make it look like it's a little more. I think I enjoy it a ton. I have a lot of fun. I hope people can see that when I'm reffing.
Well, you just talked about how much you enjoy about it, but let's expand on it. What about refereeing, is your passion?
Well, I wrestled, and I didn't always like it when what I considered a bad ref and also coaching. And so I'm kind of here for the kids. I want to get the call right for the kids that are wrestling. They put a lot of hard work in. They practice, they do all this stuff. And then to have it come down to maybe a bad call or a referee with a bad attitude, you just don't, that stuff killed me when I was a wrestler and a coach. And so I want to be the opposite and just kind of do it for the kids and get the call correct, not me be correct, but the call be correct as much as possible.
Yeah, and you've been very vocal to me. Like, we can even analyze your losses or where you might have gotten the call incorrect. And I think that you have had opportunities to, talk about your own missed calls, which you have switched mid-match and admitted that you missed the call, which I think, a lot of it as referees, and I think I would probably be this way. I mean, I'm not shy about saying that I would think that I was the best referee if I was in refereeing. It's like, I think you got to kind of be that way a little bit if you're going to do something. So, hey, I made the call. It's 3 takedown, and what do you got to say about it? And so sometimes peeling back a little bit of that. Well, here, we got a big, long comment here. Anthony Chavez, thank you for the comment. I ref last year, and it was cool. Really enjoyed it this year. I wasn't able to, due to my primary source of income and reffing schedule doesn't match up this year. Plus, like you mentioned, Aichele, once you have kids, it's hard, especially missing out on all of that. Then, as well as practices and events are the same time as duels and tournaments. So there's a lot of hang up in not only getting to be a ref, but then sticking around. And so I think what we're going to try to do, and you, Aichele, are going to be the spearhead of this, is we're going to try to merge a lot of these flowing rivers into one big ocean where we can get better at doing some of these things. Last thing, Aichele, thank you. We wanted to give everybody a chance to understand where we're going here on a big night for us as a podcast. But when's our first podcast? It's going to be me and you. And go ahead, say that first.
Next Friday, same time. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. We'll be ready to go. And hopefully people will really enjoy it and share it with your friends. Tell them, send me an email. You can send emails right now. We may even talk about it next Friday. So therealrefreport@gmail.com.
Yes, send the emails. We're going to, for everybody who's here tapped in right now, we are going to discuss the Willie Ross reversal, loss of control in the gut check finals. I do believe we are going to go over the Justice Zuniga Mendoza match from the Doc B, where he was rewarded a takedown, and then Daniel Cormier, what do you call it? Pressured the ref into taking the call. No, I don't know. We're going to review it and get your opinion on it. And from a referee's point of view. So, Aichele, what are your final words as we let you go for tonight?
Yeah, I just hope that we can make it a fun approach to it. Not feel like anybody's getting bashed, but just to help us all get started. Ooh, that's the good one.
Yeah, we got a comment here, SK Wolves Wrestling. If someone wanted to get started as a referee, what is the process?
Well, every area has an assigner, a head referee that's a president, vice president. So depending on where you live, that's who you need to talk to.
An association representative. Yeah. So what should they do? Just when they find a referee at a match, hey, how can I get involved? What can I do in this specific area? Is that as easy as it is?
Exactly. They'll tell you exactly who to contact, and they'll help you get started. It's perfect now because middle school starts it's actually starting in a couple weeks. So that's a great time to get your feet wet and jump in. And you don't have to, a lot of people, I think a barrier is they don't feel like they know the rules. Read the rule book, read the stuff, but you don't have to know everything right away. I mean, you just got to get out there, and we all make mistakes. And I learn the most when I make a mistake, and then I'm not going to do that again. So don't let that stop you if you don't feel like you know all the rules.
The wrestlers at Lake Stevens will know about this. Yes. Yes. And yes, because you're right. Middle school is where you guys can get your feet wet. There seems to be a little bit of an extra shortage during the middle school season. And then also a really big deal. I know that we were able to pull this off with Coach Corbett at the Santa Slam, but they had an all-girls referees team for the girls side of the tournament at Santa Slam. So females are extra encouraged to get out there. The wrestlers, you could help everything, help the community, help everything. Aichele, thank you so much.
Yeah. Matt, you should I'm trying to get my wife Emily to jump in. She would be such a good ref, but she's holding out on us. So if you see her, you say, hey, get out there with Aichele.
Yeah, I know a guy because he lives with Miss Aichele, and his name is Andy. He should get his own wife out, okay?
I'm trying.
Was seating already spoken about? Seating was not spoken about. I don't think we're even speaking about seating here today, but we are talking about our rankings. Aichele, we're going to let you go, bud. Thank you so much.
Love
and
you guys.
we are, love you too. We expect great things from that side of our network. Seating is not we have not talked about seating. I don't, I just heard
She might be ranking.
Oh,
Yeah.
rankings. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. Sam, let's talk about our rankings a little bit. Go into it. I'm going to put a banner up here.
I want to talk about Gut Check just real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
Just real quick before we dive into rankings and all that and the website and all that. Just a quick shout out to Marquet and Gut Check. I had a blast. I know that there's some wrestlers and stuff that were waiting a long time when it's a big tournament. But if you guys want to tune into that interview with Mark K about Gut Check and the way it's kind of evolved over the years and that plan for the future, that video with our interview with Mark K is on Gut Check, so you can tune into that. But also, man, it was really cool just being down there at one of the, if not the most premier boys wrestling tournaments and girls tournament in the entire state. And I was down there by myself. I didn't have Matt. He was running his own tournament up in Everett. So I was we were a little short staffed, and we tried to do the best job that we could with interviews and all that. But man, what a fun tournament. It was a really cool to see a lot of faces, even like some podcast guests like the DeRoches twins, who I got to meet, in person for the first time. London, Houston, I got to meet for the first time in person. So don't be afraid, don't be shy to come say hi to us, at these big events. We got Viking Invite going tomorrow, stuff like that. It's just like, this is a community, and we love all you guys. And that was just kind of it was a really fun thing for me to be able to get, boots on the ground and just be on the scene of a really premier big wrestling tournament. And we're going to continue to get better every single time. Some of the main questions that we had as far as Washington Wrestling Network goes there, I had a lot of them coming up to me, a lot of people coming up to me at the tournament about whether or not we were able to stream or not. There is media rights for certain tournaments. If Flow has media rights, we're not able to do any live streaming. So that's the reason why we just primarily stuck to interviews and just connecting with you guys. And we love doing that. Honestly, it was so much fun being able to sit down with some of you guys and get to know you a little bit better and get you off the mat and talk to you. And then just watching some really fantastic wrestling as well, which was above and beyond the biggest highlight of the whole event, was just watching some real big dogs go at it on the boys and girls side. And I got to meet Aaron Brooks and meet Laura too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. and I
well.
think Aaron Brooks commented on your fit. Am I correct on that, or did you just?
Yeah, he said nice fit, and I was like, oh, let's go. Like, I told him to just bomb this interview, but you're
Amita Lore, like,
a nice guy.
Rate a meet out of 10. She beats you up, like 1 to 10. She beats you up 10. It's a 10, right? She would absolutely beat you up,
dude. She's stout and just strong, and
and I saw that she signed like 100 autographs. She had like a picture. Everybody had her sign, and also she signed people's faces. I think she signed.
Yeah, other than the tournament just being long and a lot of waiting and stuff, and Mark, I truly do believe is going to try and get that better. What a fun event! Just that venue is so cool, and the amount of sponsors and just booths and like people and community just connecting, it is so fun. Like, I would really, really encourage, if you're not wrestling down there, if you're just a fan, just go buy a ticket and go watch. Like, it was super, super fun. And yeah, I had a blast down there. So just want to give a quick shout out to Gut Check and Mark and everybody, Dolomer and
Oh yeah,
Meat
well actually you
and
interviewed the VP of Dolomer, and
yeah,
my favorite point of that interview is you, because he was like, yeah, I've been here for like 30 years working with Dolomer, right? And you're like, yeah, well I remember 20 years ago now or whatever when we had to put the, you know, the roller in the middle of these big old mats, and
yeah,
you just
yeah.
thanked them for how they got these match into sectionals and how much easier it is to roll out. And
I
then
mean, that's just how big time that tournament is, man. Like you got the VP of wrestling for Dolomer out there at that event, watching in our state. He's from Texas, and he flew all the way out here. So did Amit Allure. So did Aaron Brooks. Like that is how special that tournament is. And can things get better? Absolutely, we can always get better. You know. But as far as like just the community rallying and just watching good wrestling and having all those like really high level like cool people around, it was so much fun. And just wanted to give a big shout out to Gut Check and just, you know, a big thank you to us being able to come out there and cover the event.
yeah, and giving us the type of access that Mark K allowed us was really phenomenal. You know, we were able to pull it off, and every time we do things, like even this website, you know, it just seems like so much work goes into it on the backside that nobody else gets a
Yeah.
chance to see.
Yeah.
You know, like the conversations we have with Mark and just getting down there, and then, hey, here you are, and then you're running an incredibly large tournament, and everybody's got something to say about it. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, but the reality is we put on an incredible time, an incredible event, Mark K does with the Gut Check, and an incredible venue. People enjoy being there, even though they might go 6 hours in between matches. The coverage, I mean, the video of Trey Haynes pulling off his incredible acrobatics, I think we're nearing 25,000 views on that just on
Yeah.
Instagram alone. We're nearing like 30,000+ views across all platforms. Air Haynes is what they're calling him now. And it's like these, and this is why we're going to get to these rankings here. These kids deserve this, man. They're putting
Yeah.
so much effort and work out there. And if our videos don't make it, 30,000 people can't see it. You know,
Yeah.
Spencer, can we talk about Spencer, who is down there giving you a bunch of help
Yeah,
in
real
editing?
quick on this last comment, D'Anthony Reyes Garcia, is good to meet you, brother. I saw him on the way out and gave him a little dap and chopped it up for a little bit. He was on the junior dual team and filled in. He was like a filler guy and had a great tournament out there. It was good to meet you, D'Anthony. But yeah, Spencer Kabalak, awesome guy. Check him out on Instagram. We've tagged him a couple different times on some of those videos. He was our highlight video guy for that tournament, and hopefully we get him back to do some more stuff as well. Sounds
A
like he's pretty
Decatur
excited.
alum, a
Yep.
Decatur alum.
Wrestled with him at Highline College under Scott Norton, who's an assistant at Ording right now, and so he's pretty plugged in the community and knows the scene. But also, above all, he's just a phenomenal videographer and did a great job capturing some of the coverage there. And couldn't have done it without you, Spencer. So shout out to Spencer, great job.
Okay, so we are going to, here's a comment here. How do you decide rankings based on state stuff, track wrestling record, or does out-of-state folk style tournaments like Tri-State Gut Check also count as a deciding factor? To be honest, guys, everything really counts. I mean, when we put this in here, we're going to, I'm going to just share my screen here. And I don't know if people can see this. So I'm going to set up a banner right now, WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Guys, if you want to head on over there right now, it is going to be live. Let me see if I can edit this, scroll across the bottom here. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
So here's the landing page of our website, which took a lot of effort here, guys. I want to talk about the people behind the scenes that were able to put this up. Trevor Mills, which did a lot of work on the backside for us. Project engineer, studio engineer, jack of all trades, funny guy, funny looking, just joking. Love him. Really appreciate the work that he helps us do. And then, you know, it really does go there's a lot of thanks to one Joshua St. Marie, state champion from Glacier Peak. He is a founding member of the squad here, us four, Trevor, Sam, me, and Josh. Josh did everything with the website by himself, maybe a little bit of help from some friends, but the work that he has been able to put in for us since the beginning, since we brought him onto the team, is really incredible. And Josh deserves more credit than anyone could ever give him for getting us to where we are at right now. And the website, Sam, real quick, before everyone starts everyone's already clicking, but can we talk about the girls real quick?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So our girls rankings, the WIAA did not do us any favors this year by splitting you guys up. So 4A and 3A girls, we're working very hard to get those touched up. We have names on there. We feel like we're in a pretty good spot. But Braided 64 is wrestling right now as we speak. And they'll continue to wrestle tomorrow. That's going to give us a lot of data to be able to adjust some of those things and also add names because as we accumulated our database, a lot of our database is based on people who went to state, right? So if you went to state, you're obviously at least a decent wrestler, right? Somebody who deserves to be ranked. You made it to the dome. But when 3A and 4A were combined last year, we had to split those two apart. So now you're looking at like 5 to 6, somewhere in there, ranked on each classification between 4A and 3A. So what our job now is to start picking and choosing some of these girls who didn't make it to state last year, but are doing a really good job winning tournaments, maybe getting some quality wins here and there, and plugging you guys into those 3A and 4A ranks. The 2A, 1A, B girls, we're going to hold off on those just for now because, again, we just have not a whole lot of manpower and not a whole lot of work behind the scenes to be able to get those updated right now. So we're just going to hold off on those right now. But again, Braided 64 is another tournament, and Gut Check, where we're going to pull some of that data and be able to update those as we can. And then the last thing is B boys. Again, we're going to hide that for right now too. We just haven't had enough time. We really wanted to just get this website out there, get 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A boys out there, and then B, you know how it is, B boys and B family. Like we love you, and we know that we saw a lot of you guys at Gut Check. We've seen a lot of you at the big tournaments, but again, it's collecting that data and making sure that we're getting things right. We don't want to throw out bad rankings. So there's more to come. Like this is a never-ending story. This website is a never-ending story. It's kind of in its infancy stage right now, along with our rankings too, for B and the girls. But yeah, we'll get there. So
yeah, and then guys, not everything is fully functional here. We were just at the point where we had to make a couple business decisions on what was important, and we got to the stuff that was on the website that we feel was super important. Sam just made the comment about the girls' rankings and how we're going to dive back into the rankings. The link or the it's down across the bottom. Just type that right in, WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Okay, I have no link I can provide you guys specifically, but it is bannering across the bottom. Just go right to your website, your browser. Today we had a lot of work on getting it mobile friendly. We will continue to work on this, but this is not a WordPress site. Okay. This was a great question right here. How often are you planning on updating rankings? Going to add rankings date on the pages? Well, let me tell you something, Ryan, and the entire community here that are listening into us. We can update rankings in real time. Okay, we are not planning any updates or rollouts or weekly stuff. You don't have to wait for our rankings to come out every week or after this. Every day we do work on this website, every single day, and trust me that for the last 5 days I've been up till 1 a.m. Josh has been up till 1. I mean, we have tried our best to get this as suitable as possible, but guys, whenever you think you want to come to our site to check rankings, it should be updated. We're updating constantly. Also, Sam, can you pop the website out for people? The mobile app is actually pretty solid. I appreciate that. And that was Josh doing
Thank you,
all the
Mikey.
work today. Thank you. And you guys can tell, Stephen St. Marie, this is legit nice work, guys. Thank you so much. This is not how you've been accustomed to seeing the rankings. Okay. We are trying to come out and show what we want to do in the space, and we believe that what we have worked on here is something special, and it's also going to continue to form. But Sam, can you put the website out, or sorry, the Gmail, the email, if you have any adjustments you think we should be making? Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, so if you just email Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com, we're gonna kind of mirror what Flow Wrestling does a little bit with if you guys ever explore their national rankings. They have a dedicated ranker and his own personal website, I believe. We're gonna use a general email, Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com. If you guys see, like, first and foremost, I truly hope that most of the emails that we get is if somebody's name's wrong, somebody's grade is wrong, somebody's graduating class is wrong,
previous
their
years
district is wrong,
placing,
all that kind of stuff. Like those to me are the most important. But obviously we know that you guys are, have opinions as well. Like if you guys say, hey, so-and-so beat so-and-so and they're ranked below that person, can you look into this? That's where we would love to have more emails come in as well, and just so we can take a look at that and be able to adjust accordingly. I think it's a great way for us to get things as right as possible. We're never going to be 100%, never. Like this, and their rankings, right? Everything is subjective. But at the end of the day, if we can get feedback from our community on things that you're like, hey, you're missing somebody here, you're missing somebody there, or I think you have this wrong there, we'll take a look at it. We would love to be able to communicate and connect with you guys through that email. So email us if you see anything that is specifically wrong with names, weight class, grade for starters. But then again, yeah, if you guys have opinions on something, shoot it our way as well. Like we would love to hear from you, love the feedback, and we'll continue to try and pump them out as best as we can.
All right, Sam. So I know people are on their phones, on the ranking site, but we do have a couple weight classes that we do want to highlight here so that we can show you the activity of the website. Yes, we do have wrestlers. So we got a comment here. We have a wrestler ranked in 215 that hasn't had any matches this year. So yes, there's a lot of questions like this are going to happen. So why is this, right? Why is this? Well, previous year state placing, previous year state participant. Maybe a kid is injured and hasn't wrestled, but he still holds a participant slot or a rank state placer slot. Sam, do you have any more to add to that?
No, I feel like they're referring to either Camden Boyer from Pasco, who just wrestled his first match, I think either last night or the night before in 4A. We added him in there today. And then 2A, Zakaria Hamu from North Kitsap, I believe, has not wrestled a match this year, but we just don't have any information on whether or not he's hurt or not. So until we get word that somebody is like out for the season, there's really no reason for us to just delete them from the entire ranking itself. Probably as we approach districts, maybe we'll try and get on that. And if anybody has information about injuries or something like that as well, shoot it our way shoot it through our Gmail, and we'd be happy to have that chat and you see like, yeah, like guy tore his ACL, like he's out.
Yeah.
So,
and then we're getting some comments here about a link. Like we don't have a link. We can't through our stream. We cannot give you a link per se. But please, WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Just go to your banner, put this in, and then
I'll put it on the Instagram too. The direct link, I'll put it on our Instagram, Facebook, and give you guys a direct link to it as well after the podcast.
And then this is not like individual team rankings. Like if a certain team beat another team, like great, that's okay. Show us the results. Give us a reason to move a kid. And then we have another comment inside here. We have a Cedar Woolley kid ranked in both 3 and 2A. Yep. We definitely could have missed something, just not moving him out of 2A. So please, the email, I'm going to put it up again, guys, right before we do this. Email Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com with a change you think should happen, and we will review it as quick as we can and get it adjusted. Like I said, guys, you do not have to wait a week or 2 weeks. We don't have rankings rollouts. It's in real time. Are you guys going to make an all class ranking? Yes, there's a bunch of things we're going to add in here as we continue to go. So please be patient with us. But Sam, is that Dom Tom?
Yeah.
Dom Tom, my guy.
Dom Tom.
Hey, just to let you know, we got to put Dom Tom in our.
I know the DeRoches twins were talking about you, Dom Tom, when I was at Gut Check. They're like, "How do you not have him in the pound for pound?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't know."
Yeah, Dom Tom is absolutely in the pound for pound best wrestlers of all of Washington State. I believe it. So if we don't give you enough pub, man, definitely that's on us for sure. Like, it's not like we do that intentionally. You're a phenomenal wrestler. I've seen it in front of my own face. You're incredible. You deserve more, and we'll look to give you more. But Sam, okay, so here's how the website works. Okay, we have home. You can scroll through here, click on it on your phone. I don't think this pound for pound is updated. Maybe it is. We'll click. Okay, it's not updated yet, but let's go to boys rankings. Where should we start, Sam?
Let's go 4A 144. I think that's probably
so 4A here. Look at that. 16 kids. You love to see it. 144. Here we go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So the big news of when I was at Gut Check, and I had Noah Koyama at our little booth for an interview, and it was the big news was him dropping down to 144, right? And so he's got a good quality win against Dayton Johnson. Obviously, he beat him in the state finals last year. Not sure if he's ever lost to Dayton Johnson, but Dayton Johnson is a fantastic wrestler. He's already a state champion in his past. But Noah's got the best of him this year. And then Izzy Acosta transferring from Pullman over to Gonzaga Prep, bumping up to 4A.
Beat Trey last year, if I remember.
Beat Trey at Northwest Regionals in freestyle. But again, this was kind of how do you pick it? Because Izzy and Noah, as far as we know, as far as track wrestling goes, as far as our history goes, we don't know if they've wrestled each other yet or not. So we kind of had to make a decision there. And right now we got Izzy number 1, we got Noah number 2, and we got Dayton number 3. And then the big kicker here is Andrew Gray at number 4. And I know the Battleground folks are gonna be a little fired up about this because Andrew Gray just beat Noah Koyama at the Gut Check finals. But however, Noah got a tech fall against Andrew Gray earlier this year. And just a little bit of an eye test here. This is kind of just opinion based, like at this point, right? Everything's subjective when it comes to rankings. We put Noah over Dayton Johnson and Andrew Gray just based on really quality wins and then coming off of a state title last year. But you could make an argument for anybody. We know this. But right now, this is that top 4 is real tough. And you could even make a case for Tristan Gibbons there, getting a bronze medal last year at state tournament as well. So this one was we wanted to cover some of these like highly contentious, kind of shuffled up individual rankings. This is the one that was like, we would love to hear you guys' feedback on it. Give us your opinion. If you think somebody should be ranked somewhere else. I know that Southwest Washington in general, Southwest Washington Wrestling Club, in general is gonna be really fighting for Andrew Gray to be a little bit higher right now. But this is where we have it, and we would love to see Izzy get a chance to wrestle some of these guys so we can really figure out who's the top dog there. But this is a really fun one for us to figure out.
Mikey Lawrence with another comment here. Theoretically, and I love this because this is why the rankings are here. Theoretically, if I in heavyweight beat Connor Aney and Jesse Maines, would that rank me first? Absolutely. Theoretically, absolutely. Like,
yes.
There and this is not to mention, guys, you saw the little 4A team rankings thing that we got there.
I will say this though. Let me butt in here though.
Go ahead.
It goes back to Noah and Andrew Gray, right? Because they both beat each other this year. But the reason why we have Noah Gray ranked over Andrew Gray is the quality of win. They're 1-1 against each other, right?
Noah Koyama, Andrew Gray, yeah.
Noah Koyama teched Andrew Gray, and Andrew Gray had a decision victory. It might have been a major, I'm not sure, but that's kind of like where we fall into that criteria, just the difference right there. And then if we're really hung up on something, it's just eye test and just opinion. So if it's a 1-1 head to head, or if it's a 2-2 head to head, then we're really going to just kind of just make a decision. You know, that's the beauty of this, is just it's you know, you can make an argument any way whatsoever, but at the end of the day, like, our ranking, we have to make a decision, and that's the decision that we made. But yes, yeah, a head-to-head win is definitely especially if you are 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. If you got more head-to-head wins against another wrestler, yeah, we're gonna put you up above.
All right, and then I got a wrestler in here from IG, Trent, right here. He says, I beat number 7 at gut check. Great, let me know about it. Because like I said, if there is a mistake, now we may have combed through some of that, possibly, but we do like head-to-head being a very like super, not incredibly definite, but like head-to-head wins have to be. I mean, when you're slating through the criteria here, head-to-head wins has to be, if not the top, I mean, number 2, right, Sam? I mean, so if you got it, we mentioned before, please give us an email, or actually, you know, if you're a wrestler, message us on Instagram or something.
I like that one right there with Trenton Vasquez.
Yep. And which one is that, Sam? What
Trenton is ranked number 12 at
no 3A, 4A
4A 144.
Okay,
Yeah.
4A 144. Okay, Trenton Vaz. Okay, he's talking. It's him right there. Sam, are you able to edit this in real time so we can show people a little bit? Do you think hey, let's do it. I mean, we got a little bit of time here. He beat number 7, which would be Chase DeBerry, right? So, you know what? This is kind of tough. So, okay, this is why we're not going to do this one in real time necessarily, unless you are doing it, because then we'll adjust based on the win-loss, where maybe, you know, it doesn't mean you necessarily go from 13 to 6 or above 7, but maybe it'll slide a little bit down a little. So we'll do that, and we got you on that one, right, Sam?
Yeah,
so
those are the kind of things that we would love. Yeah, 100%. Yep.
And right here, J Rhyme 215. Thank you. You guys are doing doing amazing. You will never please everyone. Always will be some disappointment. You're right. But head-to-head wins, just like Trenton Vasquez told us here, that's important. And it's not 100%. About pleasing everybody. That is a legit win, and you earned it, and we should be able to adjust that one live in real time. Okay, another one that I want to go to here that I thought would be, you know, so 3A, just to let everybody know, 3A is going to be me primarily. Now, all of us, but, you know, 3A, I coach a 3A team, so I generally will be on the 3A side at state a little bit, you know, easier than anybody else. But I wanted to go to 3A 120. I think 3A 120 is, 3A 120, 26, and 32 are all pretty, all dogs here. Yeah. But this one right here, doing work no one else is doing, it's appreciated, and I appreciate that comment. Yeah, no, we are. You're right. I was up till 1 a.m. last night, so it is definitely, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody else is here. There's not a link for the website, Dayron. It's just WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Okay. 132 stack. Yep, pretty much across the state. Okay. Yeah, 132 across the state is stacked. But look at this.
Didn't get to meet Alcala at Gut Check, man. Next time you see me, bro, come talk to me, man. Your coach Chad, man. He's a great dude.
I can't pin comments. I cannot pin comments. Not right now. Maybe I can afterwards. But 3A 120. Andrew Flores is incredible. I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the state. To me, he is somebody that I look at as in our pound for pound, or should be. The wins that he has, you guys are doing awesome. Can't wait for the bees. Keep kicking tush.
The bees are coming, Lacey. We love you. Appreciate it.
Anyone. So There you go. Aichele popping in here. Anyone think officials rankings would be fun? Question mark, because I tell you what, that's a goal for us. Officials rankings is a goal.
Pound for
If you'd
pound.
like to see it. Yeah, pound for pound officials rankings. That would be great. But a lot of people I know right now don't think or have Haziel Soto not number 4. We have a result here from Luke Garza. Now, Luke Garza, get this, as an 8th grader, okay? So last year in the state finals, Haziel Soto wrestled in the state finals. In the very next day, he wrestles at the folk style state and loses to an 8th grader, Luke Garza. Luke Garza in at Kent Meridian this year is not 100% perfect, but one of the most incredible wrestlers as far as freshmen go. I'll put 113-3A up here in just a second, just for you. But the freshman class that we have in Washington State, if you were to go all freshman class, incredible. Right, Sam? I mean, we've talked about it. Bryson Dolly, Laz McEwen, Adrian Windsor, Luke Garza. I mean, just to name a lot, we ranked 11 in 4A 285. We want to continue to add to this, guys. We're doing our best. 144 3A Xanders, you're there. Trust me. I'll get it there for you. But I want you guys to see this right here. The top 5 here at 120. If they stay at 120, it's just an incredible bracket here. We'll continue
one of
on.
the fun ones to watch at state for sure.
They asked for 3A 113. I've moved it. Go ahead, Sam. Continue on.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're gonna really like dive in and give you guys, like, I did this last year when we first started the Instagram account, was like highlighting some of those like weight classes and classes to watch, even regional brackets to watch. And I would love to do the same thing again. We're really gonna highlight, some of these weight classes that are just like stacked, and anybody can have an opinion on it, but like we want to make sure that you guys are directed, your eyes are directed on the right action when we get to the Matt Classic. And and 3A 120 is one of those right there. 2 phenomenal freshmen, and then Andrew Flores, who just had a phenomenal gotcha tournament. But go ahead, Matt.
No, I think so. I'm just going to click 138 here just to make sure. So we just had a comment. 138 3A, 1 ranked and 3 ranked is the same kid. I wrestled him. We actually changed that, right, Sam? So Isaac Echeverria from Hermiston and Jacoby Rodriguez, we had 2 of the same kids. We swapped that out, so it should be good right there. Xanders wanted 3A 144. Here you go. And again, guys, if you have issues with the ranks, or not issues necessarily, but if you think that you need to email us, comment us, please do so at Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com. I'm trying to find the comment. You guys are spamming us with comments almost here. Right here. Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com. The goal for us, Sam, and Trevor mentioned this. We want to get to 16 at every weight class. That's really what we'd like to do. But Sam, can you talk about how difficult that is for us here?
Yeah, I mean, there's only a few of us covering over 1,000 wrestlers, right? So looking at every single individual track wrestling account, looking at not just that, but just looking at every tournament result is a lot of work. And guys just got to be patient with us. But we're here for you. We're gonna put our head down and grind and try to get a lot of this stuff updated for you, especially the weights. I think, like, again, if your weight class is wrong, or if you know somebody's weight class is wrong, I think that's like a big step for us to get things right. The head-to-head stuff is kind of secondary to that. We want to make sure that you're wrestling the right weight class. Like Riley Heminger, I know you're from North Central. I just see your name there. Yeah, great. Email us at Gmail. at WashingtonWrestlingRankings@gmail.com, and we'll be able to adjust that for you. But yeah.
Yes, please, guys, email us, because here's the thing. I have 100 comments on the right side here that I can't. Everybody's giving me a little something. Hey, you want to wrestle? Okay, you're going to be in at 57. Great. I just can't make all these notes at once, but I can if you put an email into our inbox, and then I can just kind of go down. But I'll get them updated right away. Hoyt Harshman wanted to see 113 4A. Hoyt, this one was. I think you're a great wrestler. I helped try to mix this up a little bit. We ended up placing you at 2 for now, and we'll see if you can hold this spot heading through. And I know Viking Invite, I think you're going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah,
So if
that
you
should
want
be
to
a
come
fun
by.
one. Yeah.
Yep, Bryson and Hoyt should both be there tomorrow. I think Moses Lake's even going to be there tomorrow too. Which just sounds like it's going to be great. I even think Auburn Riverside might be there tomorrow. I forget exactly who's there, but all right, Sam, do we have a couple more weights we want to sift through here before we end this here?
This is like my favorite weight class, and I never thought that I would like be so plugged into heavyweights, but 4A 285 is like, man. Well, so I was at Gut Check on Saturday, or this past Saturday, and Jesse Maines rematch state finals against Connor Annie.
Hold on, 4A 150 is coming up here. So
yeah. 4A 285. Jesse Maines got the win against Connor Annie in the semifinals, and that's what kind of propelled him up. Most recent win, 1-0 against head-to-head for this season right now. That puts Jesse Maines over Connor Annie, which is wild to me. I know Connor Annie very well, and know how well of a wrestler he is. He's going to have to avenge that loss to get back up on top, and that might be state finals. We'll see. And then you got 3A moving up to 4A. Yelm 3A last year. You got a state champion, Jonah Smith, moving up to 4A. He's right in the mix. Luke Webb, state semifinals loss against Connor Annie last year. Super tough kid as well. Derek Coleman Brusa from Kennedy Catholic had a really fantastic match against Connor Annie at Gut Check. Just a hair short of beating Connor Annie there as well. He's a fantastic wrestler. To me, this weight class at 4A is in the top 2, top 3 right there to watch at state. And I know sometimes we kind of overlook the 285 pounders because they always go last and everybody's already packing up and going home. But this year is their year. This is their year in 4A 285 to watch some of these wrestlers. Mikey Lawrence, Brooks Knight, Miguel Angel Galvez, just a plethora of state champions, state finalists. It's insane how 4A 285 is playing out this year, and it's already being mixed up. And so we're super excited to watch that one.
Yep, D'Anthony's he's here right here. He's like, hey, sucks I don't see Ording. And this is true. I mean, it does suck. But it's also part of the thing as far as like your coaches and stuff like that.
And freshmen too. So the one kid that's ranked ahead of him is a freshman, Nuri Rivas from Ording, who we've seen in person, Matt, right? And I don't want to say we're biased, but man, that Neri Rivas kid, you look at his track wrestling past when he was a youth wrestler, fantastic wrestler. And D'Anthony, this is no knock on you or anything like that, but like, let's see you guys duke it out. And
also, I think that Laz, who we think has been nearly untouchable. I think Neri Rivas was the only one that hasn't been teched or pinned by Laz. I think they wrestled recently. If I remember correctly, I think I saw that there was a match that they wrestled together. I think it was either Neri, but it's crazy because Ording has like 3 of those 106ers and they're all good. So it's like really tough to see what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, those 2A top 3 lightweights going through is going to be crazy.
Okay, so here's a good, must be Lundquist's dad here. You guys, or mom, I can't tell. T Lundquist, could be Terry.
That's dad.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a pretty great job. Pretty sure Trenton will stay at 120. Okay, so.
Oh, we assumed he was going down.
Yeah, we assumed that wasn't going to happen. So that's a perfect thing to email us, okay? Because we would love to know this stuff because we expect it different, right, Sam?
Yep. I just assumed the DeRoches brothers, they're just like, hey, we're not wrestling each other. But yeah, if it's coming from the horse's mouth there, we'll put Trandon up back up at 120. Yeah, for sure.
All right, everybody wants to see this, Sam. Let's talk about this here.
Oh, 4A 150. Yeah, let's talk about it. So Chris Villanueva, tri-state champ. I got to see him up and close at Gut Check.
Right here, Neri Rivas and Laz. I was correct. 7-1. Basically, the only person Laz hasn't teched.
Hasn't
or
majored
pinned.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a decision. So
that was a great match. Go ahead.
Yeah. 4A 150. The amount of time that our group has talked about this weight class,
Argued. Talk is a weird word. We've argued.
Insane. Like, we are never ending talking about this weight class. We can't figure out who's going where. Obviously Chris Villanueva is number one. That to me right now is obvious. Even though Lake Harris it was a state runner-up 2 times in the last 2 years, second in state both times. Chris Villanueva winning tri-state and winning Gut Check. He's on a roll right now. We have to put him number one. He's on a roll. Then you got Lake Harris and you got Colby Ducat. They're 1-1 against each other. We went Lake Harris, just the most recent win right now. This was an argument that we just had in the group. We didn't really, to me, this is like 2A, 2B. It's almost not even 2 and 3. Colby Ducat, fantastic interview. Thank you, Colby, for sitting down with us at Gut Check. That was awesome. And you had a fantastic match against Chris Villanueva, one of the best matches of the Gut Check tournament that we got to see up close and personal. And also Colby had beat Noah Koyama a week before at Hammerhead. So it's like, how do you figure this out? I think that you're going to see these top 4. Obviously, Dayton has been hurt, and so that's kind of hurting his ranking a little bit. We've had some arguments about that in our own group too. It's like, where do you put somebody who's been hurt and not been wrestling? It's like, well, we know how good Dayton is. He's a phenomenal wrestler, but like, if he hasn't been wrestling, what do we do? So I think these top 4 are almost just like interchangeable in its own self. And then you got Gavin Wells as well. Gavin Wells is just fantastic wrestler, US Open All-American, on a fantastic squad, coached by Chris Feist, has some unbelievable quality wins this year as well. So yeah, I shouldn't even say top 4. I should say top 5 is just, I take it back about 4A 285. I think this is actually the weight class for that.
You can't take it
150. Back. No, 4A 150 and 4A 285. Those are my 2 that I'm just like, golly, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see when we get to the dome, and it'll all play out. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Gavin is a beast. Yes, he is.
Yes, Gavin's a beast. Jace Mayer made a comment, says, I think accidentally misspelt my last name. If you can comment it right now, I'll try to fix it literally right now. Just tell me the weight and AUR. Hoyt Harshman makes a comment. Thanks for doing this. It's great to have rankings to motivate us. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. And that's cool, Hoyt. Appreciate it.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
Sure if that's dad, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might be his dad with a cool Instagram handle with a 5 in the middle of it. You never know. It could be. But Sam, let's talk about this again. We have argued about this. And to be honest, I think Gavin and Dayton are both like suffering from, well, Gavin hasn't even been around the state. I mean, Tahoma went to Minnesota over the break and not been here. And so we know that Gavin and Dayton both are wrestling on the national scene as far as the dual teams in Fargo and stuff like that. We missed out on getting a chance to watch them wrestle at the Edmonds Invite, which would have easily shaken this out for us had we had that.
We love head-to-head matchups because it makes it super easy for us, or at least a little bit easier, so we can try and figure out who's the better wrestler at the time. But yeah.
And then this is the big deal because you know what? I don't want to talk about some of the inside stuff, the sauce and how it's made in our conversation. We will just allow you guys to enjoy it. Willie Ross made a comment here. 3A 285. I think I know why he's asking. And I don't.
Because I think it was because those boys were jawing at each other on Instagram. The Hermiston. There's a Hermiston kid. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Matt, you got to explain this one for yourself, brother.
Which part?
Hermiston over Lincoln there.
It was the Tri-State second place versus the gut check win. I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I think I don't know that did Amsden place at gut check? I forget. Sorry. I have so many rankings in my head right now, but for me, it was Echeveria's second at Tri-State. And that's what, to me, kind of switched things. Because gut check, yes, is a large tournament, but Tri-State, with 3 states coming in there, 285 is a really tough, and I'll tell you guys right now, really tough weight class to because these rankings, yes, are about head-to-head, but what do you do when you can't judge the head-to-heads? Okay, so here I am up for hours scouring the wins and losses against other guys. So I'm trying to find common opponents and common wins, right? And that is, and what becomes the things. We, unfortunately, Lincoln and Hermiston haven't wrestled a lot of the same guys. So it just came to me that it's hard. I had to make a snap call before Friday. I told Sam all day today that 285, I was laboring over it all day long. Because obviously it's the very end and I'm trying my best to figure this out. So guys, listen, if there is no head-to-head at this point, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's get the conversations going. But for Willie Ross, I wanted to get over here. I thought it was 2 right there. This right here, I need to see this. I think the world needs to see this.
The world needs to see that finals match right there.
The world needs to see this. Okay. And then 80 Garza, Ryder Newton, Jaden Martinez,
yeah,
keep it going. You know what I mean? Izzy is at G Prep. I think we posted this here. 3A 126. We just put us here. I think that's where we're at, right? 3A 126. The world needs to see 120, 26, and 32 for 3A. It's going to be an incredible thing here. So, Sam, do we have one more weight, or do we just...
Yeah, let's go 2A 132. Which Dom Tom, you're not going to be happy about this, but you guys haven't wrestled each other yet. And this, to be honest, 2A finals is going to be the dual meet that we went to, but everybody in their correct weight class. And that's where we're going to decide who's the top dog. And right now you have to pick 1 and 2. And this is one of those weight classes, just like, well, how do you not put Dominic Thomas at number 1? Well, sorry, Justice Zuniga is ranked number 11 by Flow Wrestling right now. He's number 1.
Should be higher.
Yeah, it's just insane what he's doing right now. He's absolutely on a roll. But Dominic Thomas, as a number 2, it just feels gross. It's just I hate it. But that's where you're wrestling, and until we figure out who's going where, it's if you're in the same weight class as Justice Zuniga, we just don't have a lot of evidence to put you up above Justice right now. That doesn't mean that match can't be fireworks, and that doesn't mean that Dom Tom can't beat Justice. I don't know. We'll see. That's what the beauty of these rankings is, let the wrestling take care of itself. But yeah, this was one of these that just stuck out to me, and I was just like, whoa, having Dominic Thomas at number 2 and getting snubbed from the pound per pound is like, gosh dang it, I love you, brother. But it just sucks, it's just is what it is. Because he go to 138, and then you got his teammate at AJ Salguero. So it's not, unless Dominic Thomas and AJ decide to go the same way, I think this is where they end up. And we're going to have one of the greatest finals matches in Matt Classic history play itself out. So,
and it very successful to say that we're going to have about 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 of these.
At
Incredible.
2A.
Just in
Well,
2A? I mean, I was talking all over. I mean, we
all
have
over, yeah, but 2A is going to be fireworks. It's going to be insane the way that those all play out because I mean, we saw it at the duel, right, Matt? Like we saw these incredible matches.
we saw the whole
Tyson
world
Tycumbers,
saw. There was almost a fight broke out there. It was
it's going to be all over on day 2 of Matt Classic when these guys get to do it again on the big stage. So yeah, again, we you got to rank somebody somewhere, but when it comes to 1 and 2, 120 through 150 in 2A is like, take your pick, man. It's those are those finals matches you're not going to want to miss. So
we're about an hour deep into this. We want you guys to head over to the website, continue to use it, continue to enjoy it. We will continue to work on it. But, you know, I do want to talk about this comment. Tough comment to talk about, but I'm happy to kind of face this a little bit publicly here. But what's the difference from this and Washington Wrestling Report's rankings? Because he says, hey, I'm ranked over there 8th, and on your guys, I'm not on it. The difference is that we're just a different entity. We're ranking things. I'm not saying that we don't have similar criteria or don't have similar criteria or don't, you know, we're just 2 different entities and we do things differently, and that's okay. We allow you guys to enjoy the product that we put on, and we think about us. We think about what we're doing. We think about how we're going to move forward, and what we do, we love. We love doing this. We love being out there on the mats. I love coaching. Sam, you coach. We love bringing our product out for everybody to see. We love the design. We love the intuitiveness of the website. It was something that was super important for us. We're not focused on anything else other than that. I mean, we're focused on us. We're focused on what we're doing. We're focused on going to these tournaments, doing these live streams, going to Gut Check, covering you guys. And like I said, if you think you deserve to be ranked, let us know about it. Go out there, let us know about how you deserve that on the mats, and go get those tough matchups, and go get those kids. If you think you deserve to be up there, go get those kids, and then tell us about it. Let us know. We're already trying to watch that stuff. We're already trying to look at you, you know, and our struggles are, it's so many of you guys out there, but if you believe that you deserve to be ranked, let us know about it, man. Go out there and show it. Show your heart out, wrestle your heart out, and enjoy it. Sam, you got anything more to say on that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I echo exactly what you just said. We work as hard as we can to get things right. We're not going to be perfect. But you know, on the national stage, there's more than one. You know, there's Oregon State. They are even more than Oregon State. There's a lot of D1 programs that put out Flow and Intermat and themat.com and stuff. So it's like, look, everybody has their own ranking. It's okay. We're going to work as hard as we can to get the best ranking that we can. That's our job. And we'll work as hard as we can to do that. And just give us the feedback, and we'll try and get it right. But again, wrestling will always take care of it. You guys continue to grind, continue to wrestle. And if you feel slighted or anything like that, like, just go out and beat somebody. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I could talk to you about how, you know, it was for me. You know, of the 4 of the core members, I was the worst placer at state. I was only a lowly 3rd placer. But I could tell you what, I remember seeing my name down at the, 14 spot. And then I was like, I was never upset about it. I was like, I want to go and I want to wrestle my heart. I want to be 11. I want to be 10. I want to be 9. I want to be 8. And then I finished 3rd place at state when a lot of people counted me out. And I love that. And I think that, just as Hoyt Harshman mentioned before, the rankings are put out for you guys to grind and have something to look forward to, have a little bit to chase, and the chase is fun. Wrestling's a great sport, and we really enjoy covering it for you guys, as you see with what we're doing with our live streams. And we're really out here, you know.
The rankings are not your medal either. Your medal is where you go and perform. The rankings are a reference point for you, is really what they are. They're a reference point for you to kind of see where you're at. And they're not always going to be 100% accurate and correct, but yeah, we try to give you that reference point, kind of where you're at. And again, for the fans, especially, that's what it's really most important is for, is just like, hey, you can kind of see about who is where and who are these most contentious weight classes going to be at state. I know where to have my binoculars when I'm up in the 300 level at Tacoma Dome and I'm looking down and looking at, Willie Ross versus Adonai Garza and blah, blah, blah. And it's just great. Matt, can I transition real quick just to touch on team rankings real quick?
Yes, real quick. Tyler Jack, is this a website? Absolutely. We see the
Yes,
banner
it
at the
is.
bottom. WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Tyler Jack, you're one of our favorites. So, yes, go to it right now. You can see it. Go ahead,
So
Sam.
team rankings on the side there, you're going to see Hermiston at number 1 at 3A. What's the reasoning behind that? Well, why are they up 2 spots? Why is Lincoln down? Well, the reason behind that is Lincoln, obviously, we know has big dogs at the top, right? But what we figured out when we were starting to do our individual rankings was the depth of teams, right? We know that depth gets you points at a state tournament, right? So Hermiston having a plethora of ranked wrestlers jumps them up. And that's including freshmen. That's including wrestlers that we may even not have known about, who are like placing high at tournaments, getting good quality wins. They work their way into the rankings. Obviously, having guys ranked first is going to give you the most points. But if you have a big number of wrestlers on your team that are ranked, that's going to put you up even higher. So I will say, just behind the scenes there, those top 3 teams are real close. That's why you see them interchangeable. Anytime that you see guys or teams going up and down, that means that those teams are real close. And to be honest, it's just the amount of wrestlers, that depth is really what pushes you forward as a team. That's why Tahoma broke the record last year. They just had an insane amount of wrestlers. I think they had like 20 plus guys going to state last year, and they had great wrestlers, right? But they also had that back end strength. Like one guy getting a pin in the first round, that bolsters you up a lot, even if the guy didn't place. So those are where the team rankings are. That's how we generate them, is based on like a sliding or an average of where a number 1 would have scored their team points in a tournament. This isn't dual meets. This isn't anything else. It's just, how would you perform at a tournament if you were the first place guy? If you're ranked number 1, you're the first place guy. And it's the same thing all the way through with each class. Great example right here that you got up on the screen, Matt. Wapato, Castle Rock, Elma. Nothing really changed. We didn't really add any wrestlers there. So it's like, those didn't change much. 1A didn't change much at all, except for Blaney Kalama. Adding some wrestlers there, that depth is going to bring your ranking up a little bit. And then obviously, your overall individual ranking is going to bring you up a little bit higher. Your team score a little bit higher when you get to that point too, as well. But just wanted to point that out. Make sure that you guys don't, get it twisted. This isn't dual meet. This isn't anything else other than, what is your individual ranking and how does it reflect your team on a team score basis when we get to the dome?
Yes, absolutely. And then Connor Crum was in the chat. Is this posted online? Yes. This is a website. This is a website. Washington Wrestling Rankings at gmail.com is the place that you can go and give us info so that you can see the change happen if we so choose, so assuming that the head-to-head is matched. WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com is our website, guys. Thank you so much for all the hard work you guys do out there. But I would really like to thank Joshua St. Marie in getting our website done, and the amount of work. I mean, look at this thing. It's freaking beautiful, man. It looks great. It represents us in every way. The image that we want to put out is right here for you guys. And like I said, if you feel like you're misrepresented, know that we're not doing it on purpose. It's not like we hate you. We love everybody, man. Go out there, like Sam said, and put it all out on the mat. We just really appreciate you guys for tuning in, and thank you again. If anybody wants to donate to us for everything that we do here. We really appreciate it. We have gotten donations so far, and we really appreciate that. Anything is great. Hey, give us a buck if if that's what you feel. Great. We'll take it. We're not out here asking for money. If you feel like you want to donate for us, we really appreciate it. You guys do a great job for us. And yes, Sean Dolly, yes, we're going to be at Viking Invite tomorrow. At least me. Hopefully Josh too, making his debut.
Yeah, Sean, go say hi to Matt. He's a big fan of you.
Yeah, I met Sean for the first time, and I was like, "Hey, are you Bryson's dad?" I didn't know him, and I'm the idiot, right? Of course, because everybody knows him, and he was super respectful to me, and that was really great. I was like, "Hey, can we interview Bryson?" And he was like, "Yes, absolutely." And Sam, you got an interview with Bryson. That's awesome, and we get a chance to watch Tahoma tomorrow.
Do you want to talk about schedule a little bit moving forward? I know that we're going to be posting this on the website here shortly. Obviously, tomorrow is the Viking Invite live streaming finals, right? Is that official, Matt?
Yeah, it's official. I mean, we're going to do our best. We decided 2 days ago we were going to do this, whereas normally we work for weeks to make this stuff happen. So are we going to be there in our most, our best capacity? Maybe, maybe not. Our best capacity is coming up, I promise you, in just a couple weeks. But tomorrow we do hope to get out to the Viking Invite. We do hope to, show off. And then Sam, after the Viking Invite, what's next?
We got Tahoma and Ording this January 21st at Tahoma High School. So Ording at Tahoma, January 21st. I believe it's a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday, and guess what? We will have the real ref, Andy Aichele, sitting next to us to analyze some of the calls, and we can see it in action. And we just really appreciate you. Sam, last thoughts?
No, man. I'm just so happy, so relieved, so excited that we got some rankings out for you guys finally. That's kind of how we started this whole thing, was rankings. And I know that you guys really love and appreciate rankings. We got a website launch. Just be patient with us. Like, again, this is our first year. Just know that we're working really, really hard, and we care about you guys a ton. I got some really good feedback at Gut Check, and I really appreciated all the kind words that you guys gave us, or gave me specifically, because I was there by myself. Just anybody who comes up and just gives us a pat on the back, that goes a long ways, because we do really care and we really work hard for you guys. And we understand that this is necessary. It's something that has been missing for a while. And we want to just give you guys the best stuff that we can give you. And, we all have our own families, our own lives and stuff going on. But at the end of the day, this is our passion, and we love Washington wrestling, and we're going to continue to lift it up to where it ought to be. And that's it, man.
Yep, that's it. So everybody check out the website, WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. And we do appreciate all the support from everybody. Ethan Owens, website's awesome. Great. Keep up the work. Jane, Trey Haynes' mom, we're going to try. We're going to try to be at the Arlington Lake Stevens duel. Let's see if we, by chance, could make it there. We don't know yet. Sean Dolly, you guys are doing great. This is awesome to see you guys living your passion. And thank you, Sean. You obviously are an integral part in us being able to do what we do here. So for Sam Otto, I am Coach Matt, but Matt is on for you normal people. Coach Matt for the kids. Coach Matt for the kids. And please tag us, you guys. If you see your ranking, put it on Instagram, tag us, hashtag us, follow us, subscribe. We will see you guys at the Viking Invite. Or
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
Right.
Bye.